Good afternoon. Part 3 of the Kim, Bonnie and Clyde Bad Husband Roundup. Okay, so we finished off with Kim. Pretty bleak, pretty passionate. Then we cut into a toddler talk with Bonnie and Clyde, a.k.a. Eminem and Haley, and part of Kim. And then we have Bad Husband. So this rounds out this sequence. We're going to get back into our normal rotation of other artists. We have quite a few different artists that are lined up. But I'll just, see how that kind of unfolds as we make our way through this whole content. So without rambling on much further, let's dive in. Bad Husband.
We never saw it from each other's sides, for eye to eye, just eye for eye. Life.
Jeez. Already seeing it from each other's sides, eye to eye for eye. All right, relating, kind of giving in and just saying, okay, all right, let me just take a step back here and see it from your vantage point. I reacted to you being a horrible wife. Seems like we're going to just go ahead and step into the realm of, all right, let's look at each other instead of, eye to eye. Let's look at eye to eye instead of eye for eye.
For eye to eye, just eye for eye, lie for lie, fight or flight. So much baggage, need a luggage rack, but we carry on with our public spats and our feuds. Up, back in the news, love taps when I dissed you like it was fun.
The baggage line. Wow. Running out of adjectives, folks, to describe this man. I'm going to have to get my thesaurus out and do some reading like M does with a dictionary to come up with better ways to describe what I'm hearing of just this extraordinary, thoughtful, creative, and perfectly well-spoken individual.
Carry on with our public spats and our feuds. Up, back in the news, love taps when I dissed you like it was fun. Actually used to run back to the booth, jump back in the studio, give you a tongue lashing in.
Yeah, it's like, go to the news, another thing. All right, jump back in the studio, find another way to diss you. Let me keep going back. Let me keep going back. I think from what he's described here in the very beginning, seeing eye to eye, the whole thing, rather than him reacting, I think we got an apology coming, or at least him taking some ownership of the way he reacted. And we're already, 20 seconds into the video.
To the booth,
let's continue.
Back in the studio, give you a tongue lashing in you. Laughed at the stomach, tat with the tomb. Stone, it was funny back in our youth, but then it wasn't after we knew that we were done and actually through. But if there's one fraction of truth, if it could be spun back, I would do so many things different. Cause it was such a dumbass excuse. You hit me once, and that I would use to continue the pattern of abuse. Why did I punch back? Girls, your dad is a scumbag. I'm confused.
Wow, girls, your dad is a scumbag for hitting her back. Yeah, Kim hit him, apparently. This is the first time I'm learning this, that she hit him. And man, he's probably thinking to himself, why did I have to hit back? Your dad's a scumbag for hitting a woman, or a woman hitting a man. We learned that recently from Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. The abuse goes both ways sometimes, which is not an excuse for somebody to hit back, but it does happen both ways here.
Once, and that I would use to continue the pattern of abuse. Why did I punch back? Girls, your dad is a scumbag. I'm confused.
How come you can be a loyal loser?
Now, is this M singing? I don't hear him singing very often. But I like this bridge. The bridge has started off really nice and just a very sweet harmony going in there. So it's, I know that M doesn't sing and he doesn't like to sing and that kind of stuff. But this little bridge here, beautiful.
How come you can be a loyal loser?
That is a scumbag. I'm confused.
How come you can be a loyal loser? How come you can be a liar and a good father, a good dad, but a bad husband? Why are you a good father, a great dad, but a bad husband?
Wow. Wow. Please let me know who is the background on this. There's a female vocalist in the background that's just beautifully complementing this whole bridge here. I love, you guys know how much I love percussion. Really cool little tap in there on the percussion in the background. Beautiful melody and harmony going there with the Bad Husband bar. And then you've got the female vocalist in the background adding some of the dynamic highlights to the whole feel and flow of that part of the song. Really, really beautiful, actually. I'm going to step back again here for a minute. I'm having a hard time understanding some of the words in the bridge, but I can do a quick Google check on that. How come
you can be a liar and a good father?
You can be a liar and a good father.
Good dad,
A good dad, but a bad husband.
why are you a good father? A great dad, but a bad husband.
You and the beat I love, but the writer's block, the line that's hot that I forgot. We laughed a little, cried a lot. I'll never forget when you came home and you held Haley. Hey, before you went to jail and daily, how we'd wait for that mail lady or by the phone for mom to call. And I watched you pull yourself up and we decided on giving it one more try despite it all. You're my lightning rod, when my sky gets dark, I'm your shiny rocks.
Wow. Far cry from the goo goo gaga daddy toddler talk with Haley on Bonnie and Clyde, and of course his previous track of Kim. Really a profound love song, really. And this kind of segues for me personally, quasi story, because we've already heard it, about the dynamics of my mom and dad and the abuse that was there, and then that was followed kind of like down the line. I was going to say shortly after, but really kind of down the road, their reconciliation and the friendship rekindled, and him dying with my mom being a very close friend after all that they had gone through. So for those of you that are children of abusive parents, husbands of abusive wives, wives with abusive husbands, that conflict that drives us ultimately to the cliff of jumping off that divorce scenario, or breaking away from an abusive relationship. But you never know what could really happen down the road to reconcile. And sometimes it takes a moment for us to kind of look at ourselves and realize, what did I do that could have contributed to this whole thing? And that's where pride jousting with humility is the ultimate battle in our lives, because all of us want to be right. All of us want to be that person that's just going to, be the right one. And sometimes it's healthy to be wronged, even if you're not, just to maintain peace. But yeah, I mean, he's come to this place clearly. I've gone, okay, all right, I've taken some responsibility for some of my stuff. And then he segues that into talking about the different good times they had.
A lot. I never forget when you came home and you held Haley. Hey, before you went to jail and daily.
How so sad, and how daily.
How we'd wait for that mail lady or by the phone for mom to call, and I watched.
Yeah, so like she's in jail, sitting by the phone, waiting for her to call. You probably only get a certain amount of opportunities to be able to call a loved one, and he's sitting there by the mail. What an interesting reversal of where he was at. And you know who that helps the most? Him. Yeah, Kim as well. But you get to that place in your life where you can turn it around and forgive. Something magical happens.
You pull yourself up and we decided on giving it one more try despite it all. You're my lightning rod, when my sky gets dark, I'm your shiny rocks in that tiny box. When we tied the knot, when we broke the knot, every line we crossed, we were supposed to not. Every time we fought, the insults to God. Thrown too far. Words that we said that we didn't mean, the ones that we meant that we didn't say, the ones that we thought that we should have said, letters written that we could have read. which maybe would've led to some good instead and have this put to bed. But I'd be lying still if I said I wasn't sitting here asking myself,
How come you can be a Lord and a
Heavy content, folks. You know how that gets me. Oh, hang on, Chris. Oh, hang on, buddy.
to some good instead and have this put to bed. But I'd be lying still if I said I wasn't sitting here asking myself,
How come you can be a Lord and
The drums, the music, the vocals, the girl singing. Hear that?
you can be a liar and a good father.
Beautiful framing around the song. It just makes it so perfect. This is a beautiful song. Wow.
Good day,
Such depth. Such depth.
why are you a good father? Great dad, but a bad husband. You should forever be a hero in my life. I supply, but there's always another side to a good father. Great dad, but a bad husband.
we brought out the worst in each other. Someone had to make the sparring end, cause I loved you, but I hated that me, and I don't wanna see that side again. But I'm sorry, Kim, more than you could ever comprehend. Leaving you was fucking harder than sawing off a fucking body limb. Once upon a time we're all we had. Maybe that's what drew us to each other. It was true love shit we never knew was possible. We might have loved each other too much, and maybe that's what made us do what we did to each other. All the screw ups, cause you always thought that you was more in love with me, and I was thinking I was more in love than you was. For all the times that we thought it worked, till we saw how wrong we were. When the dust settles now and all the dirt, if I touch the rawest nerve, all I want is for us not to hurt. And it's been an exhaustive search to find the words, but I just heard Mockingbird and got the urge to jot some verses and thoughts. The purpose was not to stir or open.
Stamp it. Wow. Wow, I've got a lot going on in my mind right now. Whew. I think of, again, my dismissive approach to him in the past. The incredible wealth of life lessons this man is imparting to all of us. Some of you that are younger, 20s, teens, trying to figure things out. We all get so impassioned and so offended when we think we're wronged. But look at what he's saying here, man. After all that's been wronged on both his side and hers, there's still that tremendous love and desire for mutual respect. I'm curious where he and Kim are now in their lives. If they're still friends, if they've just basically parted ways, if there's been any kind of reconciliation at all, because this is really one of the very first, very important steps of being able to regroup and let bygones be bygones and be willing to give the ultimate gift of forgiveness to another. And it seems that sometimes the biggest gift of giving that forgiveness is giving that gift to yourself. Yeah. Wow. I'm just, I love this man. I'm so deeply sorry to him for maybe the way I had prejudged him, I think, again, we're all like that. I've given the examples before of how quickly our minds can close to different things. My mind slammed shut on M. My mind slammed shut on Rap God. I've mentioned this before, but if I mention Christian rock, how many of the minds out there just immediately slam as well? Or Aurora, slam, not my kind of work, not my kind of music. Or many of the comments I've seen where, hey, Chris, I'm here for all of your Eminem reactions. Love that. I love that. But give yourself a gift. Give yourself a gift of branching out like I did. I can't describe to you guys how important it is, and this is just music, right? This can carry over in many other areas of our lives. I don't want to go to this church because maybe they run around and dance in the aisles or something, or I don't want to do this, or I don't want to, I don't want to go to this sporting event. I'm not into hockey, never got into it, whatever, but maybe if I go to a hockey game, I just fall in love with it, I don't think I like olives. Well, I hate olives, by the way, but try them on some pizza, right? Still hate them on pizza anyway, but we'll try them anyway, open and broaden your horizons, because so much, so much treasures out there, so much. And he's the biggest nugget I found so far.
The urge to jot some verses and thoughts. The purpose was not to stir or open wounds. I've caused a few and caused nerve. All I want is for us not to hurt. And it's been an exhaustive search to find the words, but I just heard Mockingbird and got the urge to jot some verses and thoughts. The purpose was not to stir or open wounds. I've caused a few, and so have you. Or argue whose fault it was. Partly yours, partly mine, but really no one's. This is so tough, I'm getting choked up. Oh fuck it, we both suck. We broke up, got back together. We both thought we had forever. Not bad people, just bad together. We were so nuts, backstabbed each other, another blow struck. But there's no duck in this blow, cause it's over and it's closure. But I'm not so sure how to close this. I just don't know how some people can be so good at one thing and so fucked at a whole nother shit. It's no.
Wow, man. He wants to close the door but can't. He loves her. He loves her. Or loved. Wow, can I relate in so many levels right now.
Talking this blow cause it's over and it's closure, but I'm not so sure how to close this. I just don't know how some people can be so good at one thing and so fucked at a whole nother shit. It's no wonder.
This feel of the song sounds like a rose a little bit, Same kind of feel. That passion that he has, and the pleading, almost crying in his voice, and you can hear the pain there, much like a rose. A rose was just, that just broke me at the knees. That was just, wow, that was crazy. But he mixes bar with passion, with conviction. I think that's what makes him so great. He's so diverse in a genre and so relatable on so many levels. And I've heard so many of you have said that he's carried you through the pit of a lot of dark areas in your life. And I can see it. I can see it.
Be a liar and a good father, a good dad, but a bad husband. Why are you a good father?
I love the female vocal in the background too. It's that pleading sound.
Forever be a hero in my eyes. But there's always another side to a good father, a great dad, but a bad husband.
Wow. You know what I'm saying? I mean, where do I go from that? Man, what a trip that he took. Starting on the Kim side, ending on the bad husband side, and everything in between. The lessons he's learned, the humility he's gained. For him to be tossing around blow-up dolls in his concert, and Kim going home and cutting her wrists, and all the things that they've gone through. And then he finally realizes, man, maybe it's weird to be such a great father but suck at being a husband. Those weaknesses that are very, very evident in our lives, of our limitations of what we can or can't do, are just pretty stark when we start to have a bit of a moment to just self-analyze and realize where we might have gone wrong, right? So I guess the moral of the story is, dare to forgive by giving yourself the greatest gift that could ever give yourself: forgiveness. Moving on. Maybe they're not part of each other's lives anymore. But I guarantee you, this man, and you tell me if I'm wrong, which frame of mind is a person healthier in? The Kim song or the Bad Husband song? And you can start to understand and reflect on the fact that he is a much healthier person today than ever has been in his past. Thank you guys so much for these suggestions. I don't know what to say. We'll see you next time.